Tampa Bay. I think Chuck said 6.5. Just moved to 7, so get it now. At New England, Tommy Boy back in town. Matt Jones is scared. It's a home game for Tampa Bay. Let's be serious. Lions get off the schneid this week. I like them on the money line. 27-26. Your Detroit Lions.
Welcome back to the island. What is up, guys? And something's missing here. Where the hell is Royce? I don't know what happened to this guy.
His Rolls Royce broke down, dude.
His Rolls Royce broke down, or it was his picks that broke down. That son of a bitch cost me my Tesla. I put my fucking pink slip up, and it's 2 locks of the week, and I lost my Tesla. So yeah. 0-2. We'll get to that later. We miss him. He's like a missing appendage, right, guys?
We do.
All right.
Come back, Royce. Come back, Royce.
It's like E.T. the extra testicle right now. It's just 3 of us.
Oh, man. Poop, I heard you got a rant for us, man. Give it to me.
Where do I begin, man? You know what? Okay, I'm going to keep this simple. This is really my rant. And I do this to myself every year. I'm not saying you, me, Johnny, Rolls Royce, like we know this game because, you know, we don't play. I mean, professional football is. We don't know what's going to happen week to week. We're fairly well versed in fantasy football. We've been playing for 20 plus years, all of us together. I'd like to say that we're above average, but I watch these guys on TV, you know, ESPN, NFL Network. I subscribe to websites. I do a lot of reading. I watch a lot of videos. And I'll tell you what, man, these guys that I end up following because they're getting paid big money to give me their advice end up being flipping wrong all the time. And I'm not saying we're right because we're not. We're like 50-50. It's a tough game. We don't know what we're up against. We don't know what defense is going to show up. We don't know who's going to fumble. We don't know what wife cheated on what fucking football player. You know what I mean? We don't have any control. But I'm so disappointed in myself listening to these goddamn guys because it's screwing up my leagues. It's screwing up my teams. And that is really my rant. You guys listen to this stuff. Get bits and pieces from us, bits and pieces from all the other websites and shows and so on and so forth, and make your best judgment because it's a crapshoot from there.
Go with your gut, right, Johnny Ballgame? Go with your gut.
Go with the gut.
Go with the gut.
What?
That was the Poop Rant, ladies and gentlemen. And
Poop
welcome,
Rant.
Sir Poops a lot to the show, guys. And Johnny Ballgame to the show.
Good to be here, boys.
And the Fantasy Reaper. No Royce today, but he'll be back next week. Don't you worry. And we want to thank you again for your support. Numbers are good. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because, again, we do this every week. We're going to keep it coming. So thank you very much. And I want to talk about them Steelers. Guys, Ben Shitburger, what the hell?
Oh, God. I'm more upset with Tyler sucking than anything. It's the worst.
How about Cortland? Can I get a little Sutton?
How about
listen, I'm on that train right there.
I know he had a decent game, but pile of shit's down in Atlanta. He's not doing much, man. That tight end is not doing much. He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
How about Hetty Bridgewater?
How about what Rob Weeds? It's no Bobby Tree. It's Rob Weeds and Pooper Yup. That guy sucked. They sucked this week, dude. These guys all suck.
How about miles to go, Gaskin?
Oh, God. Yeah.
How about doo-doo piss shooter in Pittsburgh?
I got Juju Smith-Schuster.
That'll work for sure. Oh, yeah, no, I got one for you. How about Barry Dingle? Does that make any sense? That guy keeps catching 2 passes for Kansas City.
Ringle. Oh.
How about CeeDee Lamb, the crumb monster?
That's pretty good.
How about low grab Thomas?
How about Oh Smell Fuck'em in Cleveland?
How about Dick Chubb?
Actually, we say that a lot, don't we? That's
Got a
perfect.
good week.
He's
Baker Mayfield.
How about Cole Komet the Frog?
This is getting out of hand. How about PP Jeep? He didn't catch shit, did he?
No. How about Tyler Fuckett?
That's better. How about Dalvin Fluke? Oh shit.
Dalvin Fluke, I like that one. How about let's get Ezekiel Elliott?
Do you like that one, Johnny?
I like that one. Yeah.
How about Sharon Moans? That guy shared everything with Dylan, man. He barely did anything.
That's true. How about Allen robbing you, son?
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
that's fantastic. Just
I get,
DJ, who's am I?
actually, wait. I got to go with some defenses. Forget the Titans. They disappoint me, and so did the Taints defense.
The New Orleans Saints, nice.
Awful.
How about DJ Hoare? Can someone else touch the ball? Jeez.
That is true. That is true.
Fantastic.
All right,
Go ahead.
More. No,
I got
go
one
for
that
it.
makes no sense, but I like it, and I'm going to call him this rest of the year, and that's child handlers. He's the running back for the Eagles. That's so stupid.
Oh, I got one more. Cooper Cup runneth dry. Finally.
Yeah, that is
Nice.
true. That is true.
Well done, boys. I can't even pick a winner between those. So I'm just going to say you're both winners in my book.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And shall we go on with the show?
Let's actually do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go to
Sorry,
our
Johnny.
first.
Sorry.
We're going to fix some of that in post.
Let's go. Let's go to our first segment, guys.
News and notes around the NFL.
All right, news and notes around the NFL as usual. We'll start with the brutal injury. Bears' David Montgomery is out 4 to 5 weeks with a sprained knee. Could have been worse. There was fear of a torn ACL, so 4 to 5 weeks we'll take it, right? Damian Williams suddenly becomes an intriguing option at running back. Johnny Ballgame, are you interested in Damian?
I tried to pick up Damian, actually, and in our couple leagues I was in, somebody already snagged him before I could, even though they knew I had Mr. Montgomery in most of those leagues. Once I finally stopped weeping, I did enjoy watching Damian. Actually, he looked really good. So he's definitely a waiver wire pickup. If for some reason in your league everyone just got stupid and didn't pick him up, then go do that immediately. Not sooner.
Tony, are you interested in Damian?
Yeah, why not? He's decent and he's going to start. Let me ask you, since you know Johnny of the Bears, or what, like Montgomery, is he more of a bruiser, like downhill runner? Like, if that makes sense.
I think they're both similar backs. I think they both slash a lot. They hit a hole quick and burst through it. They both catch passes out of the backfield. The one person you're going to want to watch actually in Chicago, though, because they really like him a lot, Herbert, the backup running back. Is it Khalil? Yeah, Khalil Herbert.
Okay.
I think that's his name. I'll have to look it up. But they could not stop talking about that kid during training camp, and now he's going to get a couple of looks. So I would say that's a to keep your eye on.
Right. Good tip, Johnny Ballgame. Good tip.
Yep.
All right. Trey Lance. The Trey Lance era in San Francisco has officially begun. Jimmy Garoppolo injured his right calf in the second half on Sunday. Trey Lance came to the game, and he went 9 of 18 for 157 with 2 touchdowns and a long touchdown to boot to Debo. Coach Shanahan thinks that Jimmy could play next week, but Tony, should he?
I wouldn't. I think it's time. I think we all like him. It's the year of the rookie QB. You got him in. You know what I would do really is I would give Garoppolo 1 more week. You know what I mean? To like make sure he's healed up and see what the rookie does. And if the rookie sucks, then yeah, bring Jimmy back. But I'd leave him in. He's got a little bit of momentum. I mean, it wasn't huge numbers, but he looked decent. So keep him in there. See what happens.
Yeah. John, what do you think? Is it time to play Trey Lance, or what do you think?
You know what? I think if Jimmy is healthy, I think I go ahead and start Jimmy, and I keep doing spot, but I pick up more spots for Trey, right? So just keep building that kid's confidence. You know, he looks good coming in relief, and he does a nice job of that. They haven't quite put that pressure of starting a game on him yet, and I don't know that they have to if Jimmy's well enough. And I don't know about you guys, but I was absolutely shocked when I heard that Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. So just saw that coming. But I believe I'd put Jimmy back in there, and I would just keep increasing Trey's workload until about week 5, week 6, and then I'd go straight with Trey after that.
You know what I'm going to say. I'm always in the camp of put him in, let the kid play. He proves he can play. Hits Debo on the long touchdown. Dude's got skills, stuff that Garoppolo just can't do. And quite frankly, the Niners, they're 2-2? It's not like they're setting the world on fire. So I would just stick with him and see what you got. If he struggles, hey, you can always bring Jimmy back in the game and settle things down. But I think you go with the kid. That's just my thing.
Who's their third string?
Who cares?
I just think there's some stuff going on, man. I would trade Garoppolo while you can. That's
not a bad idea. Yep.
That was the other reason I would put him back in, though, to make sure everybody saw his calf wasn't that injured, and let that kind of one. So,
yep. All right, kind of a weird story here in Denver. Vic Fangio got pissed off after the game, made it known to the press about the Ravens' Lamar Jackson. It was the last play of the game. The Ravens had it sewn up, and Lamar Jackson, instead of kneeling on the ball, ran for 5 yards and then fell down. And the reason why he did it was to keep a streak alive for the Ravens of 43 straight 100-yard rushing games, which ties the Pittsburgh Steelers for the all-time record. And if they do it next week, again, they will set the all-time record. So, is this Bush League is what I'm asking you guys. Do you think he should have just kneeled out and let the record go away, or no harm, no foul? What do you think?
I don't. I think he should have gone for the record. Fuck Vic Fangio. And I love Vic Fangio. I loved him on the Bears defensive coordinator. He's being a little baby right now. His team's lost. It's just sour grapes. Are you kidding me, dude? Let him get the record. It's not like they were just doing it to rub it in. There was an actual point to it. The point is, it was for a big deal. It was for a milestone. And so Vic can just knock it off.
Yeah, it's not going to kill him. And he knew that the guy was going to run and kneel anyway. Yeah. They're not going to they didn't
run in the end zone.
Yeah, they weren't going to. It was a very non-aggressive play.
Yeah.
And sometimes with other situations in football, like passes, catches, runs, sometimes they let that stuff fly in other games. What made this one such a big deal? They needed 3 yards. He was just pissed off because they were on a roll. Bridgewater's hurt, etc.
Right. Now, exactly. If he would have run into the end zone, I could see him being mad that he ran for exactly 5 yards and then
I know.
STFU. If you don't know what that means, look it up. All right, Josh Gordon could see the field in Week 5 against the Bills. Tony, do you care?
At first, I did. Like a week ago, I was like, man, they're saying that he looks decent. Okay, man, if he was on like another team, I probably wouldn't care as much. But come on, let's all be honest. I'm kind of excited to see what he can do. He is like 30, 31 years old and has that history. But I care a little bit. I want to see what he can do.
John, do you care?
Yeah, I guess. It's a reclamation project. I dig a comeback story. 19 times coming back story.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see what he could do. I think he'd be crazy not to at least want to go, all right, so that you can at least make fun of him or have fun and watch him.
Let's go, Josh Gordon, baby. Let's go.
Thumbs up.
I love Josh Gordon. I don't care if he smokes crack. I don't care if he beats women. I want to watch him catch 2 touchdowns on Sunday. Let's go. Just kidding. I don't condone that behavior, but I am intrigued. Josh Gordon is one of my all-time favorite fantasy players for reasons I've talked about before. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's got left in that tank.
You sound like an abused spouse.
I am.
You really do. You go from breaking up Roethlisberger on a rebound back to Gordon.
And
I went from Ben
rebounded between them.
Big Ben to Gordon's nuts, just like that. All right.
Enough.
McCaffrey will practice Wednesday and test out his hamstring. Could play week 5. Do we think he'll make it and actually play in week 5? Johnny?
I don't. The one thing about McCaffrey is he knows his body and he cares about his body. And he was one who shut himself down last year because he knows what the long-term ramifications are. Nobody works out more than that guy. Nobody takes care of himself better than that guy. But he also doesn't play through injury because he doesn't want to ruin his life long-term. So I think it'll probably be another week. I don't think he goes.
I think so too.
If he does, it'll be a timeshare.
Yeah, I'm looking for him to sit out another week, but we'll see. You know, they are 4-1, no 3-1, and
Fantastic team.
They're in a good situation. They want to win some games right now. So McCaffrey might just push it. Yeah, coach of the year so far, absolutely. All right, and then we had some injuries beyond the Montgomery injury that we need to talk about. Joe Mixon. Yeah. Joe Mixon sprained his ankle. Superhero Logan Thomas is week to week with an ankle injury or a hamstring.
Vagina.
Yeah. And DJ Chark broke his leg. He's out for the year. So Mixon and Superhero, they're probably going to be out a couple weeks. Although it's the Bengals coach never says anything. Like it's hard to tell if he's out day to day or is it week to week.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your gut tell you, John? What's your gut tell you on Mixon?
I think he's probably going to be out a week. I think he'll sit out this week. It didn't look great when he was over there on the sideline after that.
He was limping a lot.
He was limping a lot. I thought he looked pretty good in the game, though. I thought he's actually looked pretty good this year, which I kind of thought he would. But yeah, I think they'll wait a week.
And how sad were you about David Montgomery and then Logan Thomas? Because those are your 2 boys.
Killed me. At least, and we'll talk about this later, but Monty at least got me a bunch of points before he went out, right? That was
he didn't get you the dreaded 0 and then get hurt.
Logan
Superhero let you down.
Killed me. And I've got shares of Logan in 3 of my 4 leagues. I took a hit in 3 of my 4 leagues.
Logan's more like Hancock. If you get a 0, you're letting the people down, baby. You got to get 30 like Montgomery and then go down.
Thank you. Yes.
All right.
You're going to go out going flames.
That's right.
The panic button.
The panic button. We're going to talk about 8 guys that we're a little worried about. Do we need to hit that freaking panic button? Now we're into week 5. Okay, we've got 4 weeks in the books. Things are getting a little more serious. Johnny, start with you. Aaron Rodgers, 20 of 36, 248, 2 touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown too, but he is quarterback 20 on the season, and he is not a top 10 quarterback right now. Are you hitting that panic button?
I'm hitting the panic button a little bit. I am. I think they're starting to show who they are, and they're not as good as they were, and they're relying a lot more on the run. So I think I do hit the panic. I mean, I obviously don't get rid of him. I might trade him if I have a really good backup quarterback and could get a lot of value. I think he's somebody who could bring you something. And again, he's going to be one of those guys that's frustrating all year because there's going to be a couple of weeks he's going to go off, a couple of weeks he's going to go and play like he did this last week, which is not great.
Tony, do you agree? Time to panic.
That's what I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I don't have any leagues, but if I did have him, I think that he's still going to be productive. But Johnny's right; he's going to pull out 3 or 4 huge games, and the rest of the time you're going to be very annoyed. That's the way it's feeling right now. It's the way it's looking. And when you got two running backs doing what they're doing, why not run it? Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit panicky on him.
It's crazy to think if you had Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins, you would actually have a decision to make every week. And that's never happened when you've had Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
That's a good point. All right, Tony, I'm coming to you with Miles Sanders. He's not even a feature back. He's running back 33. He's being out-snapped by the rookie, Gainwell. Time to panic?
Absolutely. Yep, I panicked in the middle of that game. You might be able to find somebody that would trade, but yeah, Gainwell. I think we're going to talk to him. I'm going to give him a call a little later.
Are you? We got him on our show? That's
We'll get one of those guys eventually. Yeah, we'll talk about him later in the show, but I like Gainwell. He looks pretty exciting, and Miles Sanders is not doing much. So if you can trade him right now, do it. Do it now.
Get that bag of peanuts.
Yep.
He ain't worth crap, bro.
No. He's almost in the drop category. That's how bad he is right now.
Almost. Speaking of almost in the drop category, and this one's special for you, John. Myles Gaskin, running back 42, 2 carries for 3 yards, played less than 25% of the snaps this week. WTF. Help me. Are you hitting that panic button?
Panic. For whatever reason, they seem to like Malcolm Brown and anybody else. Although, let's just be honest, they've been getting killed. They've been getting blown out. And so the game plan dictates a lot of that.
That's
right?
true.
So, who knows when Tua comes back, if they go back a little bit more to Miles. I don't know. So I'm definitely panicked. I'm not getting rid of him by any stretch of the imagination, but I am panicked for sure.
Tony, hitting that panic button?
Miles Blown Gaskin.
Oh, no.
Just thought of that now.
Nickname.
Just thought of another. Let's go back. Let's find a list. Start writing down some more names. Yeah, what the hell is going on in Miami? They're getting just thrashed. I did not see it like this. I mean, I understand Tua's hurt and stuff, but man, they look piss poor. Defense all the way around. They are not fun to watch. And there's some, Gaskins is awesome and he is not getting used. So it's scary. Whatever's happening.
Something's going on with that coaching staff. It's not good. I agree. That's not good.
Let's segue into the coaching staffs. This one's in Jacksonville. There's a little story brewing about the little video that Urban Meyer got caught getting like a lap dance from some chick at a bar. And he's had to but he's had to talk to the media and to his players, and there's a little rumblings going on that he might not last much longer there. The players are pissed, the owner's pissed. Urban Meyer's rubbing him the wrong way. Are we panicking on Urban Meyer?
I kind of think so. I mean, that article that came out about saying that some of the guys, when he was apologizing to the players, they were giggling. Like they didn't take his apology seriously. I don't know what that's all about. They could have just been giggling like, oh, you go, you're 57 and picking up some young chicks. The part that rubs me the wrong way is like we were texting about this. It's no big deal. My wife would probably think it's funny. Maybe I'm lying. I don't know. But it's not a huge deal what we could see. The problem I don't like is your team sucks right now. You haven't won and you're out like partying. And that's not, we come down on the players for this when they're losing and, you see them at strip clubs or they're doing something and you're questioning them getting drunk on their night off. And here's the coach. If he wants to win, he should be, I'm judging, but he makes a lot of money. He should be back there in that room, like going over plays, studying the playbook, coming up with new stuff. And he's out partying with young girls sitting on his jock. I don't agree with it.
I'm kind of with you, Poop. I was like, oh, come on, Herb. Like it almost feels, and I've joked about this in our text group. It almost feels like he kind of wants to get fired because he's not used to losing, right? Didn't dig that whole losing vibe. There's a little job called USC out there. Word on the streets is he kind of covets that job. And is this a way for him to get an out without quitting?
John, are you saying he's lap dancing his way to USC?
I'm saying USC's like, come on, baby, come on. We don't care if you lap dance.
Exactly. We'll give you lap dances from all the young girls all day long.
Yes.
Yes.
You want college co-eds? Come to USC.
I know, right? And you're going to get the best of them out here.
Got the best. You're going to Ohio for college co-ed? Come on to USC.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
All right, let's move on to some running backs. DeAndre Swift. This one's for me. I'm wondering, I saw Jamal Williams have more carries this week. Swift only had 8 carries for 16 yards, 4 catches for 33. This has happened a couple times now. So I am worried that Jamal Williams is getting a lot more touches than I first suspected he would get. Week 1, I kind of got it because, hey, he's coming off that injury. But now we're 4 weeks in, and Swift seems to be he might just be like the passing back. And he's not really the ball carrier. So I'm a little panicked. I'm not hitting that panic button yet, but I want to ask you guys if you're hitting that panic button.
Go ahead, Johnny.
It's hard for me to hit the panic button on him yet. That's one of those areas where I'm not sure. In his limited time, he actually looks pretty good when he does get the ball. I still think the Lions know who they are yet. So I'm not starting him, but I'm going to keep him on the bench real close by for bye weeks and stuff. So I guess I'm a little panicked, but I'm not as panicked about him as I am about Myles Gaskin, Sanders, and all those guys. I think we got to give them a little bit of time to get used to that new system and figure out what it is that they're doing.
I agree.
It's also the Lions. There's a difference there. I mean, if it was a bigger team, we might be a little bit more panicked, but the Lions, like you're saying, John, they got a lot to still figure out.
Yeah.
And they're struggling. So it's not quite a panic yet for me.
Okay. DeAndre Swift to DeAndre Hopkins. Wide receiver 29, 4 catches, 67 yards. Doesn't appear to be even the lead receiver on the Cardinals. They're spreading the ball out. If you pick DeAndre late in the first, early in the second, I kind of feel like you got to be panicking right now, hitting that panic button. What do you guys think?
All right, so here's my read on that. He was injured 2 weeks ago, and we thought he might not even play. So I halt a little bit on that panic. I think you get to week 6 and week 7, DeAndre starts to look more like DeAndre. So what I would actually say is right now, buy low. When you find somebody who will give you a trade for him, I think DeAndre and Kyler figure it out towards the end of the season, and he's going to win somebody a fantasy championship. That's a gut feeling from Johnny Ballgame. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. Tony, my cookie monster. You and I both have lots of shares of this guy. CeeDee Lamb. Not even a crumb? Come on, man. 2 catches, 13 yards. Dallas is running the ball a lot these days. Dak is throwing the ball less, and when he does throw, he's throwing in the freaking tight ends, especially Dalton Schultz. And he does hit Amari. Amari only caught 3 balls, but the long touchdown went to Amari. Are you panicked?
No, I'm not. God, that's a tough one. I'm slightly concerned because every game counts in fantasy, but he clearly is the most talented wide receiver on that team. Clearly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think they came out just screaming on opening night. I almost feel like the Cowboys are toying with other teams right now. They're trying out different parts of their offense. They're confusing other teams going, hey, you know what? We're going to run all over your ass. Oh, you know what? No, we're going to throw to Amari Cooper all day long. I mean, Dak has not even been the same Dak of the first week, but he hasn't really needed to. So I think it's kind of like you were saying in Arizona. I think it's all going to come together in a couple of weeks, and CeeDee Lamb is going to have his catches, and he's going to have some massive games. I think he'll be more consistent. They're going to need him, just like the Cardinals are eventually going to need DeAndre Hopkins. AJ Green and them, they can't sustain all year long, I don't think. So those main guys are gonna step up. They just don't really need them right now. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. Okay. I got to go back to the well from last week. Johnny Ballgame. Allen Robinson. Wide receiver 69, 3 catches, 63 yards, 9 fantasy points.
Panic. Justin Fields is a brand new quarterback, and he looked better. He still didn't look awesome. I mean, I don't think anybody thinks he looked awesome. It was a nice win, but it was against Detroit. So it's like winning against Houston. And they obviously went, oh, you know what? We've got running backs. We should run the ball. And the running backs looked fantastic, and the line blocked really well for them. And they didn't get Fields sacked. And I think that's their formula for winning. And that's not a formula that Allen Robinson's going to win it.
Disappointing.
It's really disappointing because you have to get Allen Robinson in the probably 3rd round.
Yeah.
And man, to be wide receiver 69, I mean, he's like a wide receiver 5 or a 6 right now. That's crazy low. I still think he's going to come on because he's just so talented. But I'm a little worried about, I don't know if you guys noticed, Darnell Mooney.
He had a great game.
Great game. He had a bunch of targets too. He only caught 5 of them, but he caught them for 125 yards. So now he's the deep ball guy. Where's Allen Robinson? Come on. I want to see it next couple weeks. I want to see Allen Robinson start to integrate himself back into this offense. Or it will be time to drop him. I can't believe I'm saying that. But my God. Last guy, I'm pretty sure we're all going to agree the panic button has already been hit, and it's going to continue to set alarms. Brandon Aiyuk, 1 catch, 15 yards. Back in our doghouse, right? We can't play him.
No.
That one is perplexing.
It's not even really a discussion. It's a panic. We're not going to drop him in the FFPC, but in other smaller leagues, like 12 team leagues with like 15-man rosters, I'm going to drop his ass. He's just not that valuable. He's not worth keeping. He's wide receiver 84. I mean,
I cannot believe we're
throw everyone in a hat and just pick a random player. He's better than Brandon Aiyuk right now, right?
Yeah.
And the people I could have had drafting him where I drafted him.
Right.
That has, definitely hurt a couple of my teams drastically because I got a couple injuries on top of him. So my depth has been depleted in a couple of my head-to-head leagues. So that one is just devastating. It really is.
Oh, it's terrible.
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 All right.
Fantasy Heroes and Zeros.
Fantasy Heroes and Fantasy Zeros. All right. This is going to be a shorter segment this week because we do not have our boy Royce here. So there's going to be 2 less picks. We'll start with you, John. We're going to start with the heroes. You got a hero at running back, and he truly is a hero. Tell me who it is.
I got 2, actually, running backs this week. Montgomery is my first one, man. That guy, I know he went out on an injury, and we're going to miss him for a couple weeks, but my God, 30 points in our league before he went out on an injury. And if he would have stayed in, who knows how well he would have done. But he was hitting holes hard, catching the ball, running the ball, just phenomenal day. He got a couple of tutties. We always like 2 touchdowns from running backs. That's a nice day. So, yeah, all in all, he was fantastic. I'm going to miss him.
I bet you are. All right. Tony, you have a pair of running backs from the same team as your hero.
Yeah. They don't have go-off numbers, but if one of them got the ball the entire time, they would have. But Singletary and Moss, they both had solid numbers. I think it was Moss who got the touchdown, but they both looked pretty good. And the Bills ran the hell out of the ball. So for a couple of my leagues, I had to choose one or the other because, again, injuries. I got some stuff that's just been killing me. So I was like, I got to put Moss in as a flex. Okay, I didn't have a choice. So these guys ended up being my heroes. Again, not huge numbers, but now it's showing the Bills, oh, maybe these guys can run it too. So that makes that team scarier. And I've been sort of down on the Bills a little bit, and it's scaring me now because I'm made to look like a fool. So they're my heroes, Singletary and Moss.
Right on.
That train poop. I feel the same way. I was down on the Bills, and I was like, "Ooh, okay, I might have been wrong."
Right.
All right. I got a fantasy hero, and I'm surprised Johnny Ballgame didn't take him. Ezekiel Elliott, 143 yards and a tutty. The man just eats and eats and eats. Feed him, Johnny. Feed him. Man, this guy, I think Johnny's prediction is going to come right. I think he's going to lead the NFC in rushing yards. I really do. I'm starting to believe, Johnny Ballgame. Believe.
Believe that.
Zeke's my hero for sure. All right, Johnny, you got another hero. You said it was a running back, but he's not just a running back, is he? Tell me who it is.
He is the ultimate flex, if you think about it. Cordero Patterson, man. Yet another week where he just performs. He got a couple of touchdowns. Was it 2 or 3 touchdowns? Huge in our league in scoring. I mean, had a giant week. Three touchdowns. Yeah, 3 touchdowns. Just unbelievable. He catches the ball, doesn't run for big yards, but that's what they got, Mike for. So he just goes and catches the ball out of the backfield. Matt Ryan's looking for him now and looking for him in the end zone. 3 touchdowns. It's just a really nice day. He was anybody who put him in his lineup. That was your fantasy hero.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Tony, you got another hero coming from the tight ends. Wow.
Again, purely by chance. So that's where I'm going for my heroes, because I'm like, I really need this guy to step up. And in one of my leagues, I was like, I kind of wanted, my team was playing Thursday night. So I was like, this is stupid, but the hell with it. I'm going to do it. And I put in CJ Uzomah.
Wow.
The dude's name.
Wow.
Yeah, I did that once last year too in a game, and he did okay. I don't think he sure as hell didn't get 2 touchdowns. But I was like, all right, whatever. And nobody said anything, so that was the first. I think people were like, oh God, this guy's lost his mind. He's pathetic. I still lost, but yeah, he killed it for me. I was like, this can't be happening. There's no way. I don't know if he's gonna be able to keep it up all year. But that's another little weapon for the Bengals. So, I hope they keep utilizing him.
I'll tell you what, man, I put him up in a league because not because of that game necessarily, but because he was such a big part of the game plan and because of how well he performed. He was open all the time. He's fast. He killed it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right, nice. CJ Uzomah. How about that? Speaking of what the heck, man, every week it seems to be the same guy for me. Another hero, Debo! 8 catches, 156, 2 tutties, caught a long 76-yarder from Trey Lance. I'm hoping Trey Lance gets that job for the rest of the year because I can see it. Debo is going to be a huge weapon for this kid. And so I want this kid to be the quarterback. But I keep feeling like if I keep going back to the well with Debo, this movie's going to end not well for me. That's how I feel. I don't know if Debo's this good. I really don't. And I'm still waiting for Aiyuk to wake the hell up and start taking some of those targets away. But for now, hell, I'm going to keep riding this Debo train until the wheels fall off. And he's going to get hurt too. So I'm just waiting for that shoe to drop. But for now, I'll take it, right? He's number 2. He is the second best receiver in fantasy football behind Tyreek Hill.
Incredible.
That's nuts.
That's insane.
Who would have thought? All right. John, 0. This person came up small. Who was it at running back?
Talked about him a little bit earlier. Miles Gaskin. Gaskin was awful. Just not part of the offense, not part of I can't even talk about it anymore. If you played Gaskin and you needed him in your league, you lost him miserably in your league this week.
Yeah.
It's not fun to talk about zeros, especially when they almost get 0. I mean, literally almost got 0.
He was decimals. Right? I mean, 0.95 or something like that. Some stupid.
Well, in our league, he would have gotten you 0.9.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, you have a 0. Quarterback.
Baker Mayfield killed my week in an important league. So my second biggest league, I lost by 3 points. And, I blame Baker and the Browns. I don't even know. They won that game, right? I mean, I don't even know how they won. Or did they win? I don't even know. I was so pissed off. I turned the game off. I don't remember.
They won.
On what, 14-7 or something? That was a joke of a game, and I don't know what happened, but he was an absolute zero for me. He looked terrible. The team looked terrible. And I cannot sit here and say that the Vikings defense is anything special. So I don't know what happened, whatever. And I'm still bitter, obviously. So Baker Mayfield is zero for me.
He's too busy having, he's doing commercials at the stadium. He's too busy with that. He took acting lessons.
Yeah.
He's working on his fucking football.
He's on ads all over in LA too for like certain websites and something. Does this guy spend more time acting than playing football?
He's trying to beat Peyton Manning's record for most commercials while playing football.
Yes, man.
All right, I have a 0. Not popular. It is Joe Mixon. Although he had a decent game, he did get a tutty. He had 0 catches again, and he's hurt again. And I just know they say it's a minor sprain. I just know this man is going to miss multiple weeks. Each week they're going to say he's probably going to play this week, and then he's not going to play. I just know it's coming. I got him in Dynasty. I'm trying to unload his ass. I'm trying to unload him because I know what's coming. I've seen this movie before. It's Joe Mixon. Yeah. 0. John, you have a 0 at wide receiver. Who is it?
You mentioned him earlier. Cortland Sutton just got awful again, man. He's had one really good game. He had one mediocre game, and the rest have just been piss poor. He's not the guy. And then now with Teddy Bridgewater hurt, might not even play this week. I don't know if you can trust Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, you can't. I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be. Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's got a bigger arm, so who knows? Maybe that'll be good for Cortland, but I doubt it.
Yeah. All right, Tony, you also have a 0, a wide receiver. Who is it?
Going to stick with the same team. The last week he was my hero. This week he's my 0. That's Odell. Same thing. Yeah, I'm still I'm having a hard time even discussing it. I struggled because of this team because the Browns killed me. The running game looks good, but other than that, they're not throwing the ball, and Odell didn't get anything. I don't know if it's his fault, Baker's fault, defense, offense, whatever. Another 0. He sucked, and I'm pissed off about it.
We're going to bend it like Beckham.
Perfect.
Nice. Well done,
Okay.
sir.
Perfect.
I hate Odell Beckham.
Sure
that guy.
do. You sure
Yeah.
do.
He's DOA. All right. My last one is a 0 as well. DeAndre Swift, 8 carries, 16 yards, 4 catches for 33. We already talked about him. I'm extremely worried about the situation with Jamal Williams. What else can you say? He came up small for me. I needed him to come big for me in one of my other leagues, and he came up small, and I lost. So, boo, frickin' who, right? World's smallest violin for Chuck. All right.
Week 5 matchups and waiver wire gems.
On to week 5. Throw out week 4. Who cares? It's gone.
It's out.
It's over with.
Let's look forward. All right. I only have 5 games that intrigue me this week, but they're good ones. They're really good ones. So we can go in depth about them if you like. We're going to start with the Thursday night game. Finally, the NFL got a Thursday night game that's worth watching. The LA Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. Rams are favored by 2, over under 54.5. Yes, please.
Wow.
This is an exciting game. What do you guys think? What are you looking for?
I think it's going to be a great game. And I look for Russ to cook a little bit more. I think he's on prime time, especially. He just seems to come out and just fire it up. I think Stafford and the Rams are going to be pissed off. And I think it's going to be a fantastic game. So, yeah.
Tony, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And I think we're going to see the Rams go down again. And I think it's going to change the whole dynamic. You know, the Rams were scary a couple weeks ago. And when you get the loss like they did, and you see some, scary parts of that offense, and the defense can't do anything about it. You can't keep the defense on the field the entire game. and I think they're going to run those guys ragged with Russell cooking. So I think the Seahawks are going to take it.
I play DK Metcalf in every league you possibly can because he also does really well on primetime games. And I think he's just going to have a field day this week.
I hope so.
The Seattle Seahawks defense has been absolutely horrendous. Besides the Chiefs, they are the worst defense in the league right now. But they're too talented for that. They have too many good players. They shouldn't be this bad. And I think this week, I think you guys are right. On a short week, I think they're going to correct some things, and the Rams are going to struggle a little bit more. And I don't know if you noticed, but Bobby Trees actually got in the end zone last week. So did Van Jefferson. They're starting to spread the ball out a little more, so maybe Cooper Kupp's finally going to come back down to earth like we predicted.
Which we said he would.
Yeah, which we said he would. So I'm looking forward to seeing if all this plays out the way we were kind of predicting. So it'll be an exciting game. I do think the Rams are going to win, though, because despite all the talent on Seattle, the Rams have more talent, in my opinion. And I believe the game is in Seattle, though, so that the 12th man could play a role. But I just think the Rams are pissed off that they lost last week, and they're going to come out and I think they're going to pound the Seahawks. We'll see. And what's going on with Chris Carson? Can we talk about him for a second?
Who?
What's going on? Why is Alex freaking – what the hell is it?
Collins.
Alex Collins. Why is he getting so many carries? What is going on?
Something happened. Something happened that I had that we don't know about.
That Carson's in a doghouse.
Maybe something weird happened because they were depending on Carson and he looked good and was doing it. So why would you just say, okay, let's just give it to Alex? I mean, Alex looked okay, but that was
but Carson didn't even fumble. He didn't do anything wrong. I don't understand. He was doing pretty well the first couple weeks too. He looked good. Yeah, I don't get it. All right, on to the next game. This is a fun one. Cleveland Browns at the LA Chargers. It's at SoFi Stadium again. Chargers are favored by 1.5. Over under 48.5. What are you guys looking for in this one, John?
Chargers are going to hammer them. I think the Chargers are a really, really good team. They beat a Raiders defense that's vastly improved. Herbert looks fantastic. Their receivers are good. The running game, Eckler, where the hell did that come from? Eckler was fantastic yesterday or whenever they played. I would say the Chargers are going to beat them handily. And I think that their defense can stand up to the running game. Baker's too inconsistent with the passing game. I'm going Chargers.
Did you guys see Eckler limp off early in the first quarter? And I was thinking, oh, baby, there it is. There it is. And then he comes back and goes freaking nuts, gets 2 touchdowns.
Went nuts, and he looked fantastic doing it.
Yeah,
he showed. Did you see the clip that they showed him with the one-armed pull-up?
Yes.
That's insane.
I got to be honest. I got a new level of respect for Eckler.
I do too.
Wow.
And he ran hard, man. Ran through tackles.
Yeah.
That was the best game I've ever seen him play.
You ever heard that kid's life story? It's fascinating. He had
a
rough childhood. He doesn't know his father. His father's got life in prison right after he was born, and his mother, struggled to raise him, and then she remarried and had sort of like an abusive stepfather. Then they had another kid, and it's a good feel good story. He had a rough childhood, and his mom got him into college, and it went from there.
Nice.
Awesome Eckler. Awesome.
That's early life, but yeah.
That's cool. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Mike Williams only had 1 catch for 11 yards. And
he throws those stinkers out there every now and then.
He does this.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't fallen on his ass and hurt himself yet. That's coming. But we're waiting for Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Austin Eckler to all get hurt within the next 4 or 5 weeks, right?
I think I said Keenan would get hurt by week 6.
Okay.
2 more weeks to make that prediction come true.
I didn't predict when Eckler would get hurt. I just predicted he would. We'll see. Yeah, it looked good. It looked good in the first quarter. I was like, oh, shit, there it is. But no. All right. On to the next matchup. NFC East matchup. This ought to be fun. Even though the Giants only have 1 win. They've played tough. They've played really tough. They beat the Saints all the time. Now they're going into Dallas. It's Cowboys are favored by 7, which I think is a lot. The over-under is 52, so Vegas expecting a shootout. I want to know, Tony, what do you think? What are you expecting from the fantasy players in these games?
We got what did Jones put up something like 400 yards or some crap, didn't he?
Yep.
I think they're going to start airing it out more. I mean, they got nothing to lose, so he's going to be like, all right, let's get back on this train and throw the hell out of the ball. I'm pulling one out of my pocket and hoping the wide receivers, and you know who that is, PP. I think he's gonna tear it up this week. So I think it's gonna, like they said, like Vegas is saying, I think it's gonna be a shootout. I'm excited. They're just gonna be throwing the hell out of the ball this time. I think they're gonna cut back a little bit on the run in this game. That's what I think.
The Giants are pretty bad against the pass, so I do think you're right. And I do look for CeeDee Lamb to bounce back and get some more targets this week. And I do look for the Giants to kind of focus in on the tight ends and take them away from Dallas, because those tight ends, especially Dalton Schultz, have been destroying teams. I mean, it's just been ridiculous. So I think the focus will be on stopping them, and I think CeeDee's going to get a little bit more one-on-one coverage. Amari Cooper, too, so they can both have good games. And I think Dak's going to have a good game. So that's what I'm looking for. John, I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the Giants are going to do that well, though. I think namely the last time Jones had 2 good games in a row. Can't do it.
True.
And the Cowboys defense is much better than anyone thought they were going to be. And Dan Quinn has made a huge difference in that group. Their deep back Diggs, who knew he would be the one who'd catch more passes than the other, than his brother, but he's got 5 interceptions. So I love it. I think the defense is much, much better, and I think Dallas kills them. I actually think it'll be a bloodbath. I think everybody.
What about Say Quantum Leap Barkley? He looked a lot better this week, did he not?
Yeah.
Eh?
He had 2 good plays. He had 2 good plays. The rest of the time,
he looked explosive. He looked explosive. Yeah.
He did on a couple of plays. I will say that.
Looking healthier.
He's looking healthy. He's looking like he's getting better. If you are saving him for towards the end of the year, I think you're probably doing a good job of that.
Yeah, I think you should trade him to me. Whoever has Saquon, just trade him to me. I'll take him.
Okay.
All right. This one is also intriguing to me. I think it's going to be really high scoring. When you say San Francisco 49ers, you don't think high scoring, but they've been playing in some shootouts. And they're in Arizona against Kyler the Compiler Murray. 5.5 is the spread. Arizona's favored, and the over-under is 50. What are you guys looking for in this game? John, I'll start with you.
I am looking for Kyler's offense to keep going, and I never thought I'd say that because I've been kind of down on that guy. I really like them. I like what they're doing. They're spreading around a lot. The offense is looking crazy. It's not like Kyler's a world beater or anything, but it looks good.
No. Kyler is a world beater. Stop it.
All right, maybe. I still having a hard time believing it, but yeah, I think, and I do think I will say this, the Arizona defense is much better than what we thought they were going to be as well. And I don't know that Frisco has the firepower, even with either quarterback, to stay up with Cardinals. So,
Tony?
Yeah, and I like how he's spreading it around too. It's like whatever plays are being called when Murray has the ball, it's like he's back there looking around. He's doing this, and he finds somebody open. I'm getting the ball to AJ Green. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, it's like Grandpa Green actually looks decent out there. He's got weapons we didn't know that he had, or we didn't know he could utilize them. And I think that's what's making that offense scary right now.
Yeah, you got Rondell Moore. You got the freaking tight end, Max Williams. Yeah. Like, what the hell, man?
Even Max Williams looks good, man.
Yeah, crazy. I'm only looking for one thing in this game. I want to see Trey Lance at quarterback throwing to Debo. Deep. I want to see that. Should we
just start calling him Deep Bo?
Deep O. I like that. All right. Buffalo Bills. This is the last game on my matchups list here. Buffalo Bills at Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 2.5. Over under is 56.5, folks. This is the highest over-under we've seen this year. This is going to be a shootout, guys. This is going to be fun. Go get yourself some Cole Beasley on that waiver wire, folks. Make sure you got Stephon Diggs in the lineup. Make sure you got Josh Allen. Make sure you're playing all the Chiefs. Get Josh Gordon. This is going to be fun, right, John?
That's going to be a lot of fun. I think most people eat. I think I'm not as big a believer in the Chiefs, man. I'm just not doing as much as what we all thought they were going to, and the Bills are starting to look good. But I actually think the Chiefs are going to end up winning this game. I just think the Bills are not ready yet for that, and I don't know why I think that, but I just do. So I'm going with it. I think the Chiefs win that game.
That's why Josh Gordon could actually make a difference. I think that's why they grabbed him. I mean, their other guys are, I don't know. If it's not Tyreek Hill, it's sort of like you got Kelsey. I mean, they got they just don't. They seem
and they're bottling up Kelsey now because they don't have to guard it.
They just seem to be missing.
Chris Pringle.
Right. I don't know, but I'm also trying to decide whether or not to play Emmanuel Sanders. I think I got to fit him in somewhere because I think it's going to be that much of a shootout.
Play him. And how about Dawson Knox?
Damn. Right.
Wow.
Huge mistake I made letting that guy go.
Johnny picked him up on the waiver wire. Then Johnny saw, who was it? CJ Uzuma go up.
Yeah.
And then Johnny dropped.
And then Logan got hurt.
Right.
And we saw Dawson Knox get 2 touchdowns.
And Dawson Knox went off.
Yeah. So I like Dawson Knox. And I think he's playing over his head right now. I think this will level out a little bit. But he's good. He might be a top 10 tight end. I like him. Yeah. I can't wait for this game. This is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it is.
This is going to be really great. It's going to be high scoring. I think he goes down to the wire. I think whoever has the team last wins this game. I think it's one of those games.
What time is that game?
That's on Sunday. I don't know if it's a Sunday night game. It might be. Might be the Sunday night game.
I didn't know what was going on for the Sunday night game. I was thinking it might have been that.
Should we talk about the London game this week?
Oh, right.
We have to. It's 2 terrible teams. Do we actually have to talk about that?
No, we don't. We're not even going to talk about it. I was just joking.
Okay, what time? That's like 9:30 our time or something.
Do you really think I'm going to get up at 6:30 a.m. to watch the Jets and Falcons?
Yeah. Hey, good.
Get up about 8 though. Tune into it.
I mean, I'll watch the Falcons only because I have to start Cordell Patterson thanks to David Montgomery being out. So
can't the NFL send the Bucks and Chiefs to London one year to play this game, where I actually want to get up early to watch it?
Yeah.
This is crap. What a waste. NFL, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
On at least a different time. It's inconvenient for most people.
No one's getting up that early to watch that crap.
It's inconvenient.
It's good for the Brits.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Brits.
Waiver wire gems. We haven't done this segment in a couple weeks. I want to know who you guys are looking at on the waiver wire. They should be available in most leagues, or at least half. And they should be guys that you're ready to put in your lineup perhaps this week. I'm going to start with you, John. Who you got?
We talked about him earlier. Damian Williams from the Bears. If you can get that guy, get him and put him in immediately. You can literally start him this week.
He's the number one waiver wire get this week, right?
Gotta be, right? Yeah.
I can't think of anyone else that would be bigger than him. So I agree with you on that. Totally.
Yeah.
Tony, who's your waiver wire gem this week?
I don't know if I'd start him, but I would stash him, and that's Gainwell. Obviously, Sanders isn't doing crap over there, and Gainwell looks good. I don't know how many balls he's going to get, but I would definitely go out and grab that
some
kid.
Balls, all right.
Some hairy balls, and I would grab him.
All right.
I would grab the balls.
Now, this is a guy that I don't like. I totally didn't draft him on purpose, and I've told my cousin and other people, don't just forget about him. He's 1 week he's like hit or miss. Like he'll catch 6 balls 1 week, 1 ball the next. It's Cole Beasley, and I saw him on the waiver wire and I went out and picked him up. Why? Guess who the Bills play this week, folks? The worst defense in the league, the Chiefs, and it's going to be a shootout. Cole Beasley's going to catch 10 balls, and then I'm going to drop him. But I think he's a good waiver wire pickup for just this week. You guys agree?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. Coming back to you, John. Give me another waiver wire gem you got.
I got a guy who I find interesting because his usage has been going up the last couple of weeks, and he's on Detroit, believe it or not. And his name's Khalif Raymond. He's a wide receiver. And before 2 weeks ago, I've been like, who the hell's that guy? Nobody knows him. But, he got 13 2 weeks ago. He got 21 this week, caught a couple of tutties. He's playing against Minnesota. That could end up being a shootout as well with those guys. So he's somebody that you could pick up if you're in desperation mode and throw him right in.
Raymond, is that you? Wow. Raymond. Wow. That was deep. That was good.
I went deep.
I kept seeing that kid's jersey. Every time the Lions game was on, you'd see the back of his jersey.
Right.
He's involved in some shit. So,
Tony, keep the flow going. Give me another waiver wire gem.
he's not available in every league, but Schultz. Are they going to be able to keep that up in Dallas? It's working right now. So I would grab Schultz while you can. Those tight ends are getting grabbed. So pick him up, start him. See how long it, carries on when you got that kind of wide receiver corpse. But
yeah, Dalton Schultz should not be available on your waiver wire, but if he is, get him.
He isn't. He wasn't in 2 of my leagues.
Yeah, that's crazy. I saw him available in one of my leagues as well. People, wake up. Come on, man. This guy's got 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, I got a guy. Darnell Mooney. He's on a lot of waiver wires. And he might be Justin Fields' boy. He might just be his guy. And this guy's a deep threat. I want to say he had 12 targets, caught 5 for 125. I like him. He's got speed. He's got hands. The Bears love him, and Allen Robinson is just not cutting it. So pick up Darnell Mooney.
Absolutely.
John, give me another one.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you who. You desperate a quarterback? Let me tell you who looked really good this last week. A fellow named Mac Jones from the New England Patriots. I think they're starting to figure out how to use that kid. In our league, he scored 40 points. It's a pretty good, granted not as good as last year, Buccaneers defense in the rain. I thought he looked fantastic. He's somebody who is definitely on your waiver wire and could definitely be put in this week if you have injuries.
Ah, nice. I like that one. As I said from the beginning, I think Mac Jones, best quarterback in this class. He's the most accurate.
I don't know if he's the most talented, but he's certainly set up for the most success in a system.
Exactly. I like the system he's in. Tony, who you got waiver wire Jim?
Because of all the issues with Mixon, and like you're saying, he may only be out a week, but he seems to miss 3 or 4 weeks. And Perrine, however you say his name, might be my
Samaje.
I still can't say his name, but yeah.
Samaje P. Ryan.
Decent.
P. Ryan.
P. Ryan, that's it. He looks decent, so I would grab him and stash him away, especially if you are a Mixon guy and Mixon's hurt.
Yeah.
I was watching the Packers game this week, and at the end of the game, they were running the clock out on the Steelers, and A.J. Dillon was getting all the carries. He seems to be the closer out in Green Bay. I don't think he's on the waiver wire in a lot of leagues, but if he is, get him. Because if Aaron Jones gets hurt, and he gets hurt a lot, this guy's a stud. This guy, have you seen his thighs? This guy works out.
Yeah.
This guy works out. Another guy I wanted to throw out there on the same team. One more on the same team. Randall Cobb quietly caught 5 for 69 and 2 tutties. And remember, Aaron Rodgers made them trade for him. And you know damn well he wants to prove he was right. He's going to pepper this dude.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and now Cobb's just starting to get his legs back under him, so look out.
Yeah, I got one more too. I like Brandon Bolden from the New England Patriots. He's playing that pass-catching running back. Caught him I think it was 6 passes or something like that this last week. Again, they're going to start getting into the Brady mode of offense. We all know Brady loved to hit those running backs. What's his face? I can't remember even his name. Just went to IR. Who am I? The pass-catching back from there?
White.
Yeah.
James White.
Yeah, James White just went to, and Brandon Bolden's clearly out touching everybody in the pass area. You might want to be careful and watch out for DeMondre Stevenson because I think he does start to get activated and actually play some a little bit.
Okay.
The All Poop Team.
On to the final segment. And it's one of our favorites. It's Poopy Poop, Smelly Smelly, All Poop Team. Last week we did pretty good. I still think we can do better because we had a couple real colossal screw-ups. But overall, pretty good. Let's go over those. Last week, John had Kyler Murray. While he only had 268 yards. He was 24 of 32. He did have 2 TDs and 39 yards rushing, but he didn't go off. It's a pretty good call. I like that call. I took Melvin Gordon at running back, and he shit the bed. He had 56 yards rushing, 2 catches, and 11 yards, and that's it. So small, came up small. Royce took David Montgomery, and speaking of shit the bed, Royce shit the bed on that one. David Montgomery went nuts, 106 yards, 2 tutties, so we lost that one. That was not a good call. John, you said Aaron Jones. This was another great call. 48 yards rushing. He only had 3 catches for 51. So I think what did he end up with? Maybe like 12 points?
Yeah, it's not
Pretty
bad.
small. Not good for Aaron Jones, so good call. Tony went with Brandon Cooks, who's been really good lately, but he only had 5 for 47, 9 points. That's a good call.
Nice. Good call.
I took Amari Pooper. And I got to be honest, I was killing that one until the end when Amari caught that long touchdown. He ends up 3 for 69 and a touchdown. If he doesn't get that touchdown, though, he pooped big time. But I'm going to give myself an L on that one just because he caught the long touchdown. Royce took DeAndre Hopkins. Good call. 4 catches, 67 yards, 10 points. Good call. And Tony, you took Gerald Everett, the best call of the week, because the son of a bitch didn't even play. He got COVID. You cursed him.
I was waiting for you guys to text me.
I think you gave him COVID on purpose.
I sent it to him in an envelope.
I think Gerald Everett was pooping quite a bit that weekend. So
Sure was.
good call. All right, so we're on to this week, guys. And now it's time to unveil our all poop team for week 5. These are the guys that we think are studs normally, but are going to come up small this week in DFS. Don't play these guys. All right. We're going to start a quarterback, and I'll take the quarterback. So far this year, this man is quarterback 7, so he's doing really well. This week, he's at Dallas, and that is Daniel Jones. In my opinion, the Cowboys' D is a lot better than people think. Their secondary has been fantastic. Diggs' brother, Stephon Diggs' brother, like you said, is catching more passes than him. I really like their defense. I think Danny Dimes turns into Danny Nichols this week because he's going to be about half as good as he normally is. So that's my...
What'd you say about Danny's nipples? What?
They're hard.
All right. Now we need 3 running backs, and we'll start with you, Tony. You got a running back on the all-poop list. Who you got?
Clyde Edwards, hell yeah. I don't think he's going to – it's not even that he's going to do much. It's like, first of all, it's the Bills. Second of all, they're going to be throwing it. So he's not going to be teeing off. He might get a catch or a decent run, but it's going to be a heavy passing game.
Yep.
All right. Clyde Edwards, hell nah. All right. John, we need a running back. Who you got?
I got a running back. Same area that you were in for the New York Giants. Saquon Barkley is what we're going to call him. He's going to go from last week kind of starting to be a hero again to coming back down to earth. Again, Dallas's defense is much better. I think they're going to have to throw a lot to keep up with that offense. You know, he may catch a few passes out of the backfield, but it will be a very pedestrian day for what the people who drafted Saquon stupidly in the first round were hoping to get for him.
All right. That's a good one. One more running back, and I'm just going to go ballsy because this dude is running back number 2 right now. Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is at Cleveland, and the Browns' D has been really good lately, and their running defense is really good. And I think this is going to have to be like one of those games where Sherbert's going to have to do all the work. I think they're going to shut Eckler down. I actually predict this week that Austin Eckler is going to get hurt. Crazy prediction. But yeah, I think Austin Eckler's coming up small this week one way or the other.
Okay.
All right. Now we need 3 wide receivers, and we're going to start with Tony. You got a wide receiver. Who you got?
Yeah, this one pains me, actually, because I need them to do something. They are at home, but Deontay Johnson. I don't like what's going on in Pittsburgh, and they're going to get somebody else back healthy this week, like Poo-Poo Shitster, whatever his name is. He'll get more balls, and they're going to be all over Deontay and throwing to other people. I think he's going to suck.
John liked that nickname.
It
John?
really hit me out of nowhere. It took me just a second. I was like, who's he talking about? Oh, wait, that's right.
All right. John, you got another wide receiver for us on the all poop team. Who you got?
I do, and it might surprise people a little bit just because of the team they're facing. But again, I don't think the defense is the issue on this team. My receiver is Mike Evans from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Favorite squeaky noise.
Very good. They're playing the Dolphins, who have a pair of really great freaking cornerbacks. They didn't look great last week. Mike Evans looked pretty good, and Mike Evans doesn't look good every week. So just to, again, go with a gut feeling that I just don't think Mike Evans is going to have a big game.
All right. Like I said, I'm going to go ballsy, so I got to take the ballsiest wide receiver of them all. Tyreek Hill.
Really?
That's what it's going to sound like in Buffalo, because the Bills' defense is good. They're real good. And I know this is going to be a shootout. I'm not saying the Chiefs are going to get shut down or anything, but I'm going to tell you one guy that's going to get shut down, Tyreek Hill. He's not getting, I'm going to say,
bracket him.
75 yards is his ceiling this week. And I think he might catch 3 or 4 balls. He's not getting in the end zone. This is the week to sit Tyreek Hill.
I agree with you, man. I actually, again, I sent that to you, and you said, no, it's taken already. Now I know why, because you took it. But I agree with you. I think most teams have figured out to bracket him. I don't know what the hell they were doing last week and not doing that, because Tyreek didn't look great the 2 weeks before last week, because defenses were bracketing that guy, and they're going to do it again. It's like, okay, beat us with old man Gordon and Chris Kringle. So
You guys think Kelsey will be all right in that game?
Yeah. Feels like a Kelsey game.
Yeah.
feels like a Kelsey game. Yeah. He doesn't get down twice in a row.
All right. We got our quarterbacks, our running backs, and our receivers. But a fantasy team is not complete without the tight end. And that is John coming right back at you. Who's your tight end this week?
A little fella. I have a love-hate relationship with this guy, so I didn't have any shares of him this year, and I'm glad. But Noah Fant from the Broncos. He's going to go against the Steelers, and while the Steelers' offense sucks, the defense is still pretty damn good. I think the linebackers will shut him down. Anyway, Noah Fant is going to go against the Steelers, and he's going to get shut down. Quarterback's going to suck. Even if Bridgewater's in there, I still don't trust Fant this week.
All right. Fanta Claus, it's not Christmas time yet, so we're not ready for Fant to go off. So avoid these guys. We're going to go over the list one more time. Avoid these guys in DFS. Quarterback, Daniel Jones. Running back, Clyde Edwards, hell nah. Running back, Saquon Barkley. Running back, not awesome Eckler. Wide receiver, Deontay Johnson. Wide receiver, Mike Evans. Wide receiver, Tyreek Poopy Hill.
God.
That was
Is
wet.
that real, dude?
And Noah Fant. Johnny's face.
Ooh, a pants. Who's that?
Squeaker gets me every time. This is stupid. This is the stupidest segment we do.
Yeah, we're grown-ups, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of old dudes.
All right. Since Royce isn't here, we're not going to do the degenerate gambler picks this week. He'll be back next week to give you his crappy picks.
He'll be back next week to shoot for the middle.
So Royce is 5-5-1 so far this year, but hey, there's always next week, right, guys?
Always next week. Vegas
You
always
missed it,
touching
old
money.
Royce.
Still early in the season.
Get that that Rolls Royce fixed and get your ass back here.
Come on, Rolls.
You can always find a way to buy that Tesla back later in the season.
That's right. I'll reinvest. All right. I want to thank you guys. Sir Poops a lot. Tony, thanks for being on the show once again.
Thank you.
Johnny Ball Game, excellent job once again.
Johnny B.
I am the Fantasy Reaper, and we
Chuck.
appreciate your support. Again, guys, you guys are doing great. Hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell. We'll see you next week for week 6. Thank you again. Aloha.
Peace out.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Where the hell is Royce? Tune in next week for another episode of Fantasy Sports Island and bring some Febreze.